Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Another 8-inch shoe banger. Today is a beautiful freaking day. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you guys. I'm in my little neighborhood. This is a nice street where all the freaking houses are like color coordinated, so it is very nice. Before the video starts, I'll give a little disclaimer. I always get in my head about like making videos because I want it to be like, oh, I need to plan out these specific shots. I need to do this, that, right? And I had an epiphany the other day, and I was just thinking, the video should not be about the nice shots, this, that. It should be about the message I want to convey, right? The shots are just the additional things, right? So I'm gonna keep it as raw as possible today. I wish I would have heard this piece of advice maybe a year and a half ago. And that piece of advice is, do not go into any type of relationship, whether that be platonic or friendly, with any intentions. You should never project your ideals onto another person. I'm a victim of doing this, and so are a lot of my friends who are around the similar age and similar experience in life. When I say projecting ideals, it's okay to have these ideals, but let's say you're looking at a person who's objectively, not the right fit for you, and you're projecting these ideals, right? So you're going to be ignoring a lot of the issues this person has, and you're going to be like, okay, confirmation bias. When she does this certain thing that aligns with my ideals, right, I'm going to be like, oh, this is her. This is her. I have a friend called Christoph, and he did this with his ex-girlfriend. Chris likes certain things, right, and he definitely vocalized it to her. And maybe it was part of her manipulation game to play up these certain aspects of her personality to suit Christoph, right? But anyways, like, she did a lot of red flag things, right? She would say, oh, I'm going to sleep with a bunch of guys and this, that, right? She was at fault in some aspect, and she showed a lot of red flags. But Christoph, because he was projecting his ideals, he looked past those red flags, those turn-offs, and he only had a confirmation bias for the things he wanted, right? So he told me he really liked when his ex-girlfriend cooked him chicken soup when he was sick. He was in bed after a night out and he felt really sick. So his ex-girlfriend, cooked him a chicken soup, which is really nice. Don't get me wrong, but that does not discount all the other red flags that she showed, right? Another example being me, right? Last year, I was really interested in this girl who I won't name, but this person did not show any traits of the person that I wanted to invest a lot of time into, right? The ideal person, right? The ideal person does not exist, but what I'm saying is this person did not show any characteristics whatsoever of this person I wanted to pursue. But because I was projecting my ideas onto her, it did not matter what she was, right? In my mind, I just wanted to be like, okay, I'll mold you into whatever it is I want. And you should never really mold or try to mold a person into something they're not, right? As the saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink the water. I'm pretty sure that's the saying. Change comes from within, right? I can tell a dude, hey bro, you go to gym 6 times a week, 2 times a week frequency, hit 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight with a 200-300 calorie surplus, training 10 to 20 sets to failure a week, or like near failure. And like, that's all the information you need. You have all the time in the world. Everyone has 24 hours, right, in a day. But like, ultimately, it's his choice whether or not he will decide to go gym or not, right? So change comes from within. And if you're trying to project these ideals onto someone and they're, first of all, not willing and receptive to change, but also just not the right like foundation, then it's a recipe for disaster. And that's certainly what happened with me. Yeah. So don't be doing that. I'm only giving this advice because these videos act as a kind of video journal for me. And journaling is very therapeutic. So this is therapeutic for me, but I hope you guys can also gain something from this. So you have to look at whether a person is receptive to change and receptive to making compromises to suit your ideals, right? I think in a relationship, there's bound to be some degree of compromises. Oh, okay, I live this certain life, but I want to go make her happy, so I'll do this a little bit differently, right? But you can't compromise your whole being, your whole integrity, right? I think it's a little bit of compromise doesn't hurt. Yeah, so the person has to be willing to change, right? I think it's very important to communicate what you want out of a relationship. And the person will decide, maybe I should change for this person. Just a little bit. I'll compromise a little bit because this person shows very great qualities, right? I think the only intention you can go into a relationship is the intention to get to know, right? You should not have any other intentions. Okay, it should just be the intention to get to know, the intention to get to understand. All right, if you go into a relationship, look at this girl and you go, all right, my intention is to have sex with this girl, right? You certainly can get that done, but that's not the way you should conduct things, right? You should not force people to do this, that, right? That's why I'm in no rush to get a girlfriend or this, that, right? Because I realize that, I'll have a girlfriend when it comes, right? So I'm just out here getting to know people, and, if we don't click on, to the degree I want to click, or to the level of intimacy of that click, then it's okay. Then we're really good friends, right? Back before, I was trying to force a relationship out of someone who is not relationship material in my eyes. And that's not the way. That's not the way. So just go out there and, with the intention to understand, with the intention to get to know. Have no kind of pre-intentions or just any type of intention besides those two things that I mentioned. Because if you go in with any type of intention, that's like saying you're this type of puzzle piece and another person is a puzzle piece that doesn't fit you. You're just trying to mold this person and change this person to fit you as a piece, right? And that's not the way things should operate. Another example being my friend Ryan. He liked this girl, who I won't name again, but he had the same issue as Christoph, where for 99% of the time, this person would be herself, right? And Ryan did not like this person, like when she was herself, right? But the 1% of the time that she did show like qualities that Ryan liked, Ryan would be like, oh, she has the potential to be my ideal, right? But you have to look at the percentage of time that she is herself versus the 1% that, she did on an off chance, right? she is truly herself 99% of the time. And so just allow it. This is why, in a relationship, I feel like if a girl cheats, right, it's not because, or if a girl is like promiscuous in some sense, right, that's because that is her at her core, right? So although you'll be surprised when she does do it, if she does, right, you have to realize that at her core, that's what she wanted to do the whole time, right? So it's actually a W that you found out that she's promiscuous, because now you know, and you just cut her off and move on, right? You sussed out the real person. And in a similar vein of thought, nobody is perfect, right? A lot of people I meet and a lot of people I think are perfect, right? I meet them and I think, wow, these people are so great. But what I have to realize is that I don't really know them that much. And because of that, I'm using my imagination to fill in the gaps, all right? And oftentimes, the imagination is very optimistic and very idealistic, right? People are just people at the end of the day. Nobody is perfect. And if there even is a perfect, right, perfect is subjective, right? It's a set of characteristics that you'd think are perfect, but that doesn't exist most of the time. And, it's, you're gonna end up alone if you're seeking this perfect standard, right? The perfect physique, the perfect wife, all of these things. It's not about perfect, okay? You're gonna get paralyzed in the idea of chasing this perfect, that you're not gonna be able to enjoy what's right in front of you. As J. Cole said in one of his videos, there's always gonna be a bitch that's better. There's always gonna be a guy that's like, as J. Cole said, always going to be a whip that's better than the one you got. Always going to be some clothes that's fresher than the ones you rock. Always going to be a bitch that's badder out there on the tours. But you ain't never going to be happy till you love yours. Okay? And what he's saying is, sometimes shit does not go the way you plan it. And the quickest way to kill something is by comparing it to something else. Apples to oranges. Okay? And I feel like people are apples to oranges. Everyone is different in some aspect. And a lot of the time, for me, for example, I end up getting caught in this like self-deprecating, self-loathing hole of like, oh, this guy is better than me at this aspect. And this is why I'm worth less, right? And to some degree, okay, this person will be better at something than I am, right? But I truly believe in this life, you can learn something from everybody. Everybody. Okay? Go look around right now. Every single person you can see, you can learn something you didn't know, and something that can help you in this life, right? And, that's what it is. That's what it is. So always be humble, and under the presumption that you can learn something from everybody, have the intention to listen to understand, listen to get to know, whether this be in relationships, platonic or romantic relationships, right? And don't try to force things too much. Just go with the flow. That's what I'm saying. Go with the freaking flow. So your goal as a person should be to get to know people, and find out whether they are that puzzle piece that suits you, right? You should not go out and try to mold other people into the puzzle piece to fit you, right? Okay, sure, you want a girlfriend that's not promiscuous, okay? You don't go to an OnlyFans girl and tell her, hey, stop going out and stop hoeing around at the club, right? You don't say that, right? You let her be because she's an adult and she made her own decisions, right? Respect her decisions as an individual, okay? And it's not your responsibility as you're not their parent, right? Just let them be, okay? You go out there and you find who you want to find. This is another piece of advice I would give to myself, is that don't care what other people are doing. Focus on yourself, right? Because last year I was stuck in this red pill hole of like, oh, all women are hoes and, you know, this, that, the society's fallen, this failed society, this, that. And I realized that if you're focusing on the bad, all you're going to see is the bad, right? You know the analogy of the skier skiing through the forest. If you focus on the trees, you're going to hit the trees, right? Focus on where you want to go, and you'll get there, right? Your body will follow your eyes. So I've stopped, you know, being so negative and being like, oh, all women are hoes, this, that. I've started to be like, okay, those people who don't follow my ideals, they can do what they want to do, right? They're free to live their life, right? And I even have some friends actually now that don't follow my ideals, because I realize that, you know, God loved everyone. God loved everyone. It doesn't matter if you were a rapist, a murderer, an adulterer, this, that, right? God forgave you, okay? And God knows all your sins, and he still chose to forgive you, right? So the same way for you, you know, you shouldn't hate on these other people, right? Everyone has their own set of circumstances, and nobody's perfect. If I went through your phone and I went through your whole life, you know, there's not one bad thing that you did, right? There definitely is. There definitely is. And God knows that. He knows every single thing you did, and he still chooses to forgive you, right? So in that sense, yeah. You know, everyone makes mistakes, and what I'm saying is, those people who don't follow your ideals, you know, don't hate on them, don't tell them what to do, this, that, all right? It's not your obligation to take care of them. Just live your life and focus on what you want. Focus on what you want. You know, don't care about the negatives, right? Because if you focus on the negatives, all you're going to see is negatives. Focus on what it is that you want out of this life, and just go after that. Just don't be caught up in all the other, you know, hoopla of this, that, right? And going back to the point about not projecting ideals onto someone, I remember my friend Ryan said, you know, that 1% of the time that his girlfriend did show like something that he wanted, right? He told me like, she has the potential to be really good, right? And to that I say, potential is only the expression of possibility, something that can be only assessed accurately in retrospect. This is a quote from Mike Menzer, okay? Everyone has the potential to be something different, to change, right? Everyone has the potential to be rich, right? Everyone has the potential to build a great physique, this, that, right? But as I said, potential is only the expression of a possibility, right? Something that can only be assessed in hindsight. And so when you're looking to extrapolate forward, you have to look at past data of a person, right? In the past, has this person been willing to change, right? And if they were receptive to change, most likely in the future, you can extrapolate forward that they will be receptive to change, right? You're the bank and someone's asking for a loan, right? The bank looks at the person's credit score, credit history. Does this person pay back their debts on time? Does this person, does this person have a good credit history, right? If they don't, most likely, in the future they won't as well, right? That just makes sense. And it's a harsh reality because some people are willing to take this change, but you have to understand that from a risk-adverse perspective, right? Most people look at the past of someone, right? In the past, if they cheat a lot, then most likely in the future they're going to cheat a lot too, right? This is obviously a extreme example, but that's what I'm saying. That's what. Summarizing this video: don't project your ideals onto people, right? Nobody's perfect. So your idea of ideals may not even be what's best for you, right? So you should only go into relationships, whether that be friendly or romantic, with the intention to get to know, right? To see if they're a puzzle piece to fit you, right? And if they're not, then they're not, right? Don't hate on them, right? Because everyone is obligated to do whatever they want to do as adults, as people. And don't go out hating on people, because that's just going to eat at you, right? Have no enemies, right? It takes too much energy to hate on someone else, man. It takes too much energy, okay? So just don't worry about them. Wish them on their merry way. Go out there and find what it is you want. And the way you do that is get to know people, understand what it is you like in a person, what you want to get out of a relationship, and then get to know people. That's the only intention you should have. This is some advice I wish I learned sooner, but I think I had to learn the hard way, which that's okay, right? To begin to love yourself is to begin to accept the events that made you who you are. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the hard times and the trials and tribulations that I've been put through. Very much grateful. Very, very grateful. Hope you guys had some type of value from this video. If you didn't, then it's okay. This video is very therapeutic for me to make. Sit in the park, soak in the sun. Stay off my phone, really. That's the main thing. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.